Εξομολογήστε το Κύριο διαγρατός, αλληλούια, ότι στον αιώνα το έλεος αυτού, αλληλούια.
We're gonna talk about Ramadan and the fasting, of course, the fasting in Muslim, for Muslim, how we start, the history behind it, and how Muhammad changed the rules of fasting by looking at the behavior of his companion. And all these I took it from Tabari, Ibn Kathir, Qurtubi, and some historic book. So all these are Muslim books. We know the life of Muhammad wasn't just wars, despite the huge number of wars Muhammad had. We know they had, some of them say, up to 100 wars for 8 years, just for a period of 8 years when he moved to Medina. That's a big number. There was other things like the prayers, the 5 prayers in group, and fasting and zakat. The 5 prayers in group were ordered since the first day Muhammad moved to Medina, but fasting and zakat, we're not sure exactly when Muhammad ordered them. So there's so many opinions, we're not sure. You don't find a single scholar is 100% sure. There are so many opinions, but we know that the prayers, we know the year 2 of migration to Medina, many of duty of Islam started. So from the year 2 of migration. The final form of each duty was depending on response of the Muslim people in Medina and the ability of this, of course, the Muslim to commit to these rules. We talk about fasting. So at the beginning, fasting was completely different from the fasting now. Completely different. It's not the same. In the beginning, Muhammad just ordered just 3 days of each month of fasting, and that was in the middle of the month when the moon is full, of course. Plus Ashura. Ashura is the 10th day of Muharram. It's the first month of the Muslim calendar. There are so many stories about Ashura, how Muhammad started fasting that day, but the most authentic is the hadith of Aisha in Bukhari 1893 and Muslim 1125. Aisha said Ashura was a day Quraish used to fast, and Prophet Muhammad used to fast as well before Islam. So Muhammad before Islam, before he received the message from Allah, he used to fast Ashura, same like the rest of Quraysh. And there is another opinion, he say Ashura was actually, Muhammad started fasting it when he moved to Medina. And he saw the Jews fasting that day. So he asked them, why you fasting that day? They say, that's the day Allah saved Moses from Pharaoh. So Muhammad ordered his companion to fast that day. But that's, some Muslims believe, so, but...
Is that a Sahih Hadith?
I didn't look at it, but I brought the Sahih Hadith, which say that Muhammad...
I believe that is a Sahih Hadith also. So there are
contradiction in the history of Islam. Yeah. So that's the problem with Islam. History of Islam, there's a lot of contradiction. We're not sure of anything.
So because according to that Hadith, if he was just following what the Jews were doing, then he was...
That's the hadith I used to hear it since I was a child. I never heard about the other one. They didn't tell us about the other one because they hide it from us.
Yeah, so why would they tell you the one about the Jews? They think that's a good hadith.
Because they say, yeah, Islam is just continuation of Judaism and Christianity. And no, Muhammad used to fast that day, even in Quraish. They're not believers. They don't believe in it. There were no Christians, there were no Jews. But he used to fast Ashura, which is quite strange.
Yeah, because he's not a Jew, but because he just saw something, he just copied it from the Jews. I mean, if we believe their hadith, then he's just a copycat. Oh, you do it. Oh, Muslims are more closer to Musa, we're going to do it 2 days instead of 1 day. And he orders Muslims to do it. But the Muslim nowadays don't obey that order.
Yeah.
He was doing the Ashura, but today Muslims are not
They're
doing
not-
the
they're
Ashura.
not doing it,
So
yeah.
they're not following the Sunnah of Muhammad.
Because they say it was abrogated. So the, if you go to Ibn Kathir, like I was reading Ibn Kathir, he said it was abrogated after that. After when Ramadan started, when Allah ordered the Muslim to fast Ramadan, he abrogated the 3 days and Ashura.
Oh, okay. So Allah.
So it's not Allah, we know it's Muhammad. So
No. According to their belief, it's Allah.
they will
who
carry to
abrogated
their
it.
belief. Okay.
Oh, I see.
So Muhammad ordered his companion when he moved to Medina, we said maybe year 2, we're not sure. His companion to fast 3 days of each month during the full moon, of course, plus Ashura.
So why do you say the full moon?
Because Quraish used to do it when the middle of the month is full moon.
Full moon.
And Quraish was to,
Because
they fast to thank God for things. I don't know exactly
Yeah,
why.
but because if they were following the God of Quraish,
They're not worshipping moon, but just,
they're not worshipping moon.
they're not worship moons. No, but it's just like,
Because Quraysh, their main god was Hubal. Hubal
Hubal.
was a moon god. That's why. And they used to have the Ramadan from 30
I'm not-
days to
yeah.
to
I'm not sure-
worship
I'm
the
not
moon.
sure- I'm
They
not-
used to do 30 days Ramadan, the Quraysh,
yeah.
from full moon to full moon, and then they used to sacrifice to the moon god. That's what the history
I'm
is.
not sure about it.
Yeah, I know about
Yeah.
it because that makes sense if the Quraysh was doing it. Because Quraysh, their chief god was the moon god. And it makes sense if it were doing it on full moon. Full moon is another time when they worship their god.
I respect your opinion, but for my I don't really agree
know
with this
about
story. But we're not sure of anything anyway.
All right.
That's the whole thing. We're not sure of anything in history of Islam
Anybody can
Yeah.
look it up. The
Because-
Quraysh worship the moon god.
because they
Hubal.
changed. You have to understand, the biggest liars in the world are Muslim. They changed their history to make it convenient for Muslims,
Yeah, of course.
to make Muhammad a real prophet. So they have to take things. So Muhammad, fasting wasn't the same like today. Today you're allowed to eat from sunset to sunrise. So the whole night you can eat. If you stay awake, you don't sleep, you can eat the whole night. That's why they put extra weight, Muslim, in Ramadan.
And they raise the prices of the food in the Ramadan.
And they eat a lot. And now if you go to supermarkets, I mean, the amount of product Muslim buy is unbelievable. So
Yeah, it's a very materialistic.
the Muslim at that time, the beginning, was allowed to eat from sunset until he slept. So if he sleep even 2 minutes after the sun set, his fasting start.
Really? So he's just fasting while he's sleeping, but I fast every night because I go to
That's-
sleep.
That's the problem here. That's the problem with Muhammad. Muhammad didn't know how to start to make it special for Muslim. So he ordered. His order. So the fast. You're allowed to eat from sunset until you sleep. So it depends what time you sleep. But if you sleep, let's say you sleep 1 hour after sunset, you prayed your Maghrib, which is the prayer for when the sun set, and you sleep. You're tired. That's it. Your fasting start. So if you wake up in the middle of the night, you're not allowed to eat or have sex or drink because your fasting starts, which is very difficult. And we can say why it's very difficult. Which means, like I said, plus the fasting was a choice actually in the beginning, with the motivation that the fasting is better. And the one who doesn't want to fast can feed a poor person. So it was a choice. You have choice. So it's not like Ramadan now, so because to fast was choice. If you want to fast, it's good. But if you don't want, and if you're able to fast and you don't want to fast, you just feed a poor person. So let's talk about the verses now. So we bring the verses behind. So in the chapter of the cow, is the second chapter actually, in verse 183 and 184. So we're gonna explain this, but we cannot talk about these verses and explain it. What does it mean? Okay, the 183 say, "Oh, you who have believed, decreed upon you is fasting, as it was decreed upon those before you, that you may become righteous." It's very simple. So Muhammad say, Allah ordered to fast like the people before you. So
Like the Jews.
like the Jews, Christian. But the problem here, the Jews didn't fast 3 days every month. Christian doesn't fast 3 days every month. So who fasts 3 days? Quraish. It's obvious. So Muhammad following Quraish, he doesn't follow the Jews or the Christian or other nations. None of these nations, if you go to history, none of these nations had 3 days a month fasting. So just Muhammad. So Muhammad, what is that? Is following Quraish, doing the same like Quraysh used to do. The chapter 184, verse 184 say, fasting for a limited number of days. What does it mean, limited number of days? In Arabic, أيام معدودات doesn't mean from 3 to 9 days. That's mean أيام معدودات. So it's correct. So they were fasting 3 days, so it's correct here. So whoever among you is ill or on a journey, traveling, then an equal number of days are to be made up. So if you're sick or traveling, you can eat. After that, you can fast another time. And upon those who are able to fast, but look the Muslim how they play with translation. And upon those who are able to fast, and they put between brackets with hardships. Quran doesn't say the word hardship. It just say وَعَلَى الَّذِينَ يُطِيقُونَهُ. What does it mean وَعَلَى الَّذِينَ يُطِيقُونَهُ? People who are able to fast. But Muslim somehow to play with the translation. And upon those who are able to fast, a ransom. So you feed a poor man, or a ransom of feeding a poor person each day. And whoever volunteer is better for him. But to fast is better for you if you only knew. It's quite clear. So here they say, some people, so at the beginning, you don't have to, if you don't want to fast, you can, it's up to you fasting. So it's not like you have to, it's not now Ramadan, you have to fast. It's one of the pillars of Islam. But at the beginning, it's up to you. If you're able, you don't want to fast, it's okay. You just feed a poor person that day. And he say fasting is better if you want to do it. Quite clear verses. There is no trouble. The trouble come after. Ibn Kathir. Let's say Ibn Kathir what he said. Let's take about what Ibn Kathir said. This was the case at the beginning of Islam. They fasted 3 days every month. Then this was abrogated by Ramadan. And he keeps saying, as for the healthy person, Ibn Kathir say, who is able to fast, he had the choice between fasting or feeding. If he wanted, he could fast, and if he doesn't want, he feed one poor person
Do you know
for each day.
what century was Ibn Kathir?
I think it was Muslim calendar between 500 years after Muhammad. But Ibn Kathir took it from Tabari.
And how long was Tabari away from?
All Ibn Kathir, Tafsir Ibn Kathir is exact, almost same copy like Tabari. It just adds sometimes things. And Tabari was born about 200 years after Muhammad.
Wow.
But Tabari took it from other people. It doesn't mean it took it from early Muslim. So it's not, you could say it's far away, but there were so many books at that time as well. So many historian before
but the
him.
point is, who tells them which one is the correct? One. How do they know which commandment is the correct when they say, oh, that's abrogated, this is now the
They're not
thing.
sure. They're just mention opinions. That's the problem with Islam.
It's
There's
a religion of opinions.
I'll mention a joke, so let's have some fun. There's a Muslim scholar. So people come to him asking him about Sharia, things in Sharia. And he always say there's two opinions to that. Every time someone asks him about something in Islam, he said, oh, there are two opinions. And he mentioned something. And someone clever come to him, he said, Sheikh, what about existence of God? And the Sheikh, he forgot himself, he said, there are two opinions. And he told him, you kafir. So they stoned the guy, whatever, I don't know what happened to him. So they show you Islam is just opinion, and make you lost in...
Yeah, I see what you mean, yeah.
we will stop. So that's just a joke. So Islamic joke, I used to hear it a long time. So that's the beginning of fasting. So it was 3 days plus Ashura, and you have choice. And fasting was very difficult. As soon as you sleep, that's it. Your fasting starts
Until
the next day sunset.
so
Imagine.
it's a 24-hour fast.
Sometimes if you sleep
They
early.
don't have the 24 hour. Now they have sunrise to sunset.
So yeah, it's different. We say it's different.
Where did they get that from? Sunrise to
We're gonna
sunset?
come.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna come to this. So let's after that the chapter we mentioned chapter 183 and 184. Chapter 185. What does it say? Let's before we read the chapter, we talk about him. The chapter 1:8 come after and change everything. This verse 185 say you must fast the whole month of Ramadan, not just few days for each month, and you have to fast it if you are able. There is no choice here, unless you are sick or traveling. So, after that, you got another verse, 187. The last verse was the last verse actually. 187 come with some regulation because of the behavior of some of the companion of Muhammad. So Muhammad had to change some few things in fasting, some rules in fasting because of behavior of some of his companion. When the fasting was ordered for the first time was until Maghrib, which is sunset. Okay, we're okay now. The problem was when you allowed to eat, drink, and having sex. There are many opinions, but the most authentic are from sunset until you sleep, without specifying the time of sleeping. Even if you sleep 2 minutes or 1 hour after Maghrib, which is the prayer of sunset. And others say from Maghrib until Isha. Isha is the last prayer. Isha is the last prayer. Which means the fasting starts just after the last prayer until sunset of the next day. In general, these two opinions are almost the same. Why they are the same? Because most of the people sleep after Isha at that time. So there's no big difference between them. Your fasting can start after Isha, or your fasting start after you go to sleep. But we know that most people go to sleep after Isha, which is quite late at night. Because the fasting was too long at the beginning, some of Muhammad's companions couldn't commit to these rules.
24-hour rule.
And yeah, it was sometimes that we're gonna mention the story of one guy. Because of the fasting was too long, some of the Muhammad companions couldn't commit to these rules, and some problems started to show. So the system was breached. The system of Muhammad was breached.
Yeah.
And just to remind you that fasting includes eating, drinking, and sex. The story said the Prophet Muhammad saw one man, one of his company, of course, his name Sarma, feeling weak and dizzy and close to lose consciousness.
Yeah.
So Muhammad went to him and he asked him. So when Muhammad asked him, he found out that the day before, when that man returned home after sunset, he asked his wife to prepare some food for him. So she told him she needs some time. She needs some time to warm the food. And because he was tired and he fell asleep before he ate. He fell asleep before he ate. So he was forced to keep fasting until the next day, until the sunset of next day.
Okay.
That's why he was so tired.
Right.
But the story, the most important, is the story of Umar ibn Khattab, the most important man after Muhammad, actually.
Is this the Umar bin Khattab who gave us the Quran?
Abu Bakr.
Abu Bakr
started.
No.
But Umar ibn Khattab is the one he's the one who suggested to Abu Bakr to collect the Quran.
That's
so
the one I was
suggestion
talking about.
is
Yeah,
Umar.
that was it. Yeah.
Let's see the importance of Umar. There is hadith, it's sahih, Muslim says hadith sahih. Muhammad said, if there was a prophet after me, it would have been Umar ibn Khattab. That show you how important Umar ibn Khattab. Umar had sex with his wife after the last prayer of the day. After the prayer of Isha, which is, you're not allowed to have that because your fasting starts.
So he's breaking his fast.
So your fasting starts after the prayer of Isha.
And
We
he
said
didn't
that.
have sex after.
But
Okay.
Umar couldn't control himself. He had sex. The other story said, there's another story said, Umar ibn Khattab, when he entered his home late night, he found his wife asleep. So he woke up his wife and he forced her to have sex with him. And his wife was asleep. So that means his wife, she's fasting now.
Yeah. So he broke her fast too.
He broke his fast and he broke his fast.
Okay.
So Umar felt guilty after that because he didn't commit to the rules of fasting. So he went to Prophet Muhammad and he told him the whole story. I don't know how he can control himself, but the story of Islam is all about sex or whatever.
I'm sure Muhammad was very angry with him when he told him, right?
Doesn't say here, but probably.
Huh? Oh, okay.
No, he's very important man. He can't be angry with him. He's very important man. So Muhammad must, like these people like Umar ibn Khattab, Abu Bakr.
So he let them off easy.
Yeah.
He's very lenient.
He can't make them angry.
Oh.
He need them.
Oh, okay.
So because of this story, Allah, of course, no Muhammad, Allah changed some rules. So he changed the old rules with the new one. So now we are allowed, Muslims are allowed to eat from sunset to sunset until sundown. Sundown.
Oh, okay. So they
until
can have
dawn.
sex
Until dawn.
Until dawn. Okay.
So now Muslims are allowed to eat the whole night and having sex
So whole night. Okay.
because they can't control themselves anyway.
Right.
Like Umar ibn Khattab.
Yeah. That's right.
And falling asleep during the night is okay. You can sleep, wake up, whatever, anytime you want.
Yeah.
So it's not like the same.
Right.
Let's go to the chapter, the verse. Let's read the verse.
Yeah.
And let's understand what does it mean. So we said the verse 187. Let's read it.
Which surah is it?
It's same surah, Cow,
Okay.
the second chapter of
The
Quran.
second chapter of Quran. Okay.
The month of Ramadan in which was revealed the Quran, a guidance for the people and clear proof of guidance and criterion. So whoever sight the mount, so the full moon, the moon, the moon, let him fast it, and whoever is ill or on a journey, then an equal number of other days. Allah intend for your ease and does not intend for your hardship, and want for you to complete the period and glorify Allah for that, which He has guided you, and perhaps you will be grateful. It's very simple. There's nothing, you don't need explanation. It's very clear. Let's go to the other one, the last verse of Quran, and how Muslim change things as well. It has been, so it's number 187. It has been made permissible for you the night preceding fasting to go to your wife for sexual relation, of course. They are clothing for you and you are clothing for them. Allah knows that you used to deceive yourself. What does it mean? Actually, you're not deceiving yourself, you're deceiving Allah and Muhammad, because you're not respecting the rules, the first rules. And that story is about Umar ibn Khattab, actually. That story is about Umar ibn Khattab. Allah knows that you used to deceive yourself, so He accepted your repentance and forgave you. So probably there were other Muslims apparently, not just Umar ibn Khattab, but we don't know their name. So now you have. So now have a relation with you, with them, of course, sex, and seek that which Allah has decreed for you, and eat and drink until white thread of dawn become distinct to you from the black thread of night. Then complete the fast until the sunset, and do not have relation with them as long as you are staying for worship in the mosque. That's quite strange verse. That's quite strange. Why you don't want to have sex with your wife in your mosque, in the mosque?
She's not there anyways.
So,
doesn't make sense.
Muslim scholars don't explain this. Apparently, they try to avoid explaining this because it's quite confusing. Why made you? I mean, if you have sex with your wife,
maybe in the beginning
in
they
your
used
house,
to bring their wives in the masjid and have sex with them there. That's the only reason why you would say.
I never understood this, and in my whole life as a Muslim, when I was Muslim. This is the one that really confused me and made me completely confused the whole time. Why he's talking about that? Why he's talking about mosque and fasting and why having sex? Whatever. So let's forget this. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
These are the limit of Allah. So do not approach them. Does Allah make clear His ordinance to the people that they may become righteous? So. What do I understand from this? Let's see what I understand. The conclusion of all that talking. So, we understand that the organization of rules in Islam was through experimentation. Experimentation. So, Prophet Muhammad make rules in Islam by seeing how much commitment his companions are able to observe.
Yeah, it's like trial and error. They learn from their mistake. They say, "Oh, this is not working. Okay, let's do this way."
Yeah, we don't know in which year was this last changing. We don't. Muslims they're not sure which year Muhammad made these last changes. Was it year 3? Was the year 4? Or year 5? None. There's no single scholar who knows exactly what happened, which is strange. How come we don't know this in Islam?
Yeah, of course.
That's the whole history of Islam. So if you have any question, please.
No, I was just wondering. I mean, this whole thing, it makes no sense because why is Allah giving some, like telling Muhammad to do the monthly thing and everything.
3 days a month, yeah.
3 days a month.
Because
and then he changes his mind. Why the abrogation would be they say abrogation is Allah said that I'll give you something similar or something better to replace the verse, right?
That's what the Quran says. Yeah.
That's what the Quran says. Okay, so what was wrong with the 3-day fasting that it had to be replaced by 30-day fasting, and then what was wrong with the 24-hour fasting that had to be changed to a better one for 12-hour fasting?
Or if you want my opinion, it's very easy, I think. Muhammad, so he did the same like Quraish used to do, same like Ashura or 3 days, but because he brought Islam, he is the last prophet, he must make things, he can't make the same things like Quraish used to do. So
So he has to
changed
change
things.
it a little bit.
And yeah,
So instead of like washing like this, they would wash like this or something like that.
something like that.
So if they're
the way-
standing, you have to sit.
how
Like when
the way
there was
you
a
pray.
funeral,
So you don't.
instead of standing, you have to
We
sit
know
down.
the prayer. Some people like Sadian used to pray as well 5 times, but Muhammad changed the way how to pray, how to do wudu. So be changing. So you have Muhammad, of course, he's not stupid. He's clever. So to make people believe that he brought a new religion, that this is the last religion. So the last message
So he has
from
to
Allah.
make something
so he
different.
must make different from the early one. And that, like that, people don't look at it. Oh, you just copying Muhammad, people.
Yeah.
You fasting 3 days like Quraish used to fast. You fast in Ashura like Quraish used to, because that day Quraish used to change the cover of the Kaaba that day. It was a very important day.
Yeah.
Now they changed the time of change the Kaaba because it's not.
It's fascinating.
And why is the timing? Because it was very hard for his companion to fast. Because if someone work, and we know some people that were doing some hard job, and he come home so tired, he sleep early. And if he wake up during the night to drink, he can't drink. He can't eat even during the night. So that was very difficult for them to fast.
Yeah, but I mean, what is the purpose of fasting is what I want to know. Why does Allah want Muslims to fast?
There's no purpose. It's just following Muhammad, just following the early religion before him.
You know, like
Following Quraish, following the way the other people used to fast, or the nation used to fast. So,
you know, let me make a couple of comments I have about Christianity and
Yeah.
fasting. Like in the Bible, Jesus fasted for 40 days and 40 nights on the mountain before he started his ministry. There's another place in the Bible where it says these kind of, somebody was possessed by the demons or something, and the apostle, somebody came to Jesus and said we couldn't get those out. He said those kind of demons are all you need to fast before you do that. So what fasting to me it seems like is to prepare yourself, or for a mission. Like Jesus, before he started his ministry, he fasted for 40 days to concentrate himself just on his ministry, so that he can get close to God and start his ministry. Or when you want to go and fight the demon, you fast and you get close to God, and then you go and get this demon out or whatever. So this kind of, it has a purpose.
spiritually, you can say
It has spiritual purpose.
Yeah.
So whenever you're fasting, it doesn't have to be just food. It can be fasting from what Muslims can do is
From
start
talking as
fasting
well. There is
from
talking as
telling
well. Telling lies.
from taqiyya, from abusing their wives, or say I'm not gonna hit
there's
my wife for 1 month.
Even in Quran, it mentioned in Quran chapter Mary, the fasting of Mary was just not talking to the people, her people. So that's why you were fasting.
Yeah.
So
there is a lot of
so
different connotations, and it
staying-
has some purpose
yeah,
to it.
staying alone
But
and-
like Islam, it has no purpose. It's like purposeless. Now, wouldn't it be better for if Muslims were to not engage in any violence against their
the problem,
other people?
yeah, the problem now in Muslim country, Muslim country,
Okay, how are you? Come over here.
the amount of
Come, Ashraf. Let's come over here. There is.
Thank you,
Are
Christian
you
brothers.
fasting? Are
I'm
you
fasting. Just.
Oh, good.
I'm just
good,
coming
good.
to shake hands.
Yeah. That's great.
with
That's
Sam.
great. Thank you. Thank you for
Hopefully,
coming.
Don't mock our prophet.
Thank
We're
you.
not mocking
No,
Jesus.
we're not talking about mocking at all. We're just talking about fasting.
Friendly relations.
Yeah. Why are you taking your hand away? I don't want you to run away, because Muslims run away always. Are you going to run away?
You might kill me.
No. If I leave your hand, are you going to run
Am
away?
I your enemy?
No. Are you going to run away?
Am I your enemy?
Okay, listen.
Are we friends?
Yeah, we are.
Are we
Okay.
friends?
Yes. Of course.
So then we respect each other.
Yeah.
Respect each other's faith.
Yeah. Okay, can I ask you a question now? Go break my fast. Hello, my friend. You're fasting, right? We're talking about fasting here.
As long as you're not going to mock,
No. I'm going to just ask questions, okay?
I'll give you one question, because then I have to go to open my fast.
Where are you going?
I have to open my fast.
Oh, you're going to break your fast?
One question, go on.
Okay,
As a
well,
friend, Sam.
All right. What's the purpose of fasting?
There's two purposes. There's a spiritual purpose, and then there's a physical aspect.
Give us the spiritual and the physical.
The spiritual aspect is so you can get a better control of your nafs, your desires. If you're abstaining from food, your lust, the lower lust of the self, the one that's the
Wait.
wisest.
Lust. Now that's a very important one, isn't it?
I'm not gonna go into a debate.
No,
I'm
I'm
let me just
debating.
explain it. So
I'm just trying to understand it.
So you have people like food,
Because
drink,
when
excessive.
you're fasting, you're only fasting from food, right? You're abstaining from food, right?
No, in the Quran there are different types of fasting. There's-
Is there a lust?
So
fasting?
let me just finish,
Is there
yeah.
fasting for lust,
There-
where
there-
you cannot look at a woman
you
and
asked
have
me,
any desire?
So yeah, you know what? You're absolutely right. In the Quran, the fast of Yaqub was for 3 days, not speaking to anyone. Right?
Yeah.
Mary, she didn't speak to some.
Yeah,
she didn't
according
speak,
to you guys, yeah.
We know. Correct me if I'm wrong.
What is Ashura?
Jesus, you're going too much. Just fasting, yeah? So there's different types of fasting: abstaining from speaking, abstaining from food. We know Jesus fasted for 40 days, but just water, yeah.
But what was the purpose of his fast?
But I'm saying that God, in His wisdom, gave different types of fasting to different types of religious communities, yeah? And different times. So for our fasting, it's food, water, and also lustful thoughts.
Does it say
excessive
that?
speaking.
Does it say it in the Quran?
Well, this is part of legislation.
Which legislation?
What Allah's given here.
What is that?
Abstain.
No. Does it say anywhere in the
But
Quran
anyway-
abstain from lust while you're fasting?
No, I'm saying these
No.
are the benefits you can obtain. from-
It's, you can,
Yeah, these are the spiritual benefits. And then the physical benefits are like you're fasting with the poor people. They're not
What do you mean, like, but you're eating a lot of food? The most food that's eaten in the Muslim world is during Ramadan.
Yeah,
They have all kinds of feasting.
I-
It's not fasting, it's feasting.
I agree with you.
30 days of feasting.
I do agree with
Ramadan.
you. They should restrict themselves when opening their fast. Yeah. I do. There is spiritual benefits. That's the whole point.
Right.
But I fast even outside of Ramadan. I fasted for 40 days as well.
What?
Outside of Ramadan.
Do you do Ashura?
So I done that. You know the Jesus fast. I was fasting. No, I was doing sunset. I was fasting for 40 days in a row, even 3 months in the winter months. So yeah.
What were you doing? How were you fasting like Jesus? Jesus was just drinking water, right? Or he wasn't eating.
Yeah, but we can do that. There's no restriction. We can't do that.
Oh, okay. So you did 40
You can
days
do that
of just
outside
water.
so so we have a Sharia in Ramadan. We fast, abstaining from food and drink, and outside of Ramadan,
So-
if I want,
so-
I can fast like Jesus.
Did
for
the
40 days.
Ramadan start on a Monday? Like when the first Ramadan started? Because the Quran came in
Monday?
Ramadan,
What does it
right?
mean? It's a Greek mythology, some
Yeah,
kind of
it's a
pagan
Monday.
god.
Monday.
Some kind of
fasting,
Monday. Yeah.
Allah in these verses we mentioned.
Fasting with us is to do with the lunar calendar.
Because it's nothing to do with the moon god, right?
No. God chose us for us the lunar calendar.
No, not for
Lunar
you.
cycle, lunar.
Do you know that lunar calendar was used by the church, by
I'm
the
done.
Jews, by
Yes,
everybody?
that was the.
So why did you say that it was your lunar calendar was chosen for us?
No,
by God?
because we've preserved the lunar visibility calendar.
What do you mean by
The
that?
Christians and the Jews
Yeah.
have not preserved the lunar visibility calendar.
Oh, you
They
know, the
fixed
lunar
calendar.
visibility calendar would be preserved by the people who worship the moon.
No. The visibility calendar is on the 29th day. You go and at sunset, just after sunset, you visualize the moon with your eyes, and then you confirm
Yeah.
the end of the month and the start of the new month.
Right,
the Jews
right.
don't do
Right,
that.
but
they use
but
calculations.
Ramadan starts from one
the Jews have
new moon.
corrupted the moon.
Yeah.
The Jews
Okay.
and the Christians and Greg, the Pope, he said some months have 31 days. Yeah, some months have 29 days.
Right.
The
Let's not
Gregorian
go to the calendar.
Yeah, but the
That's
calendar is
okay.
important because the calendar is part of the divine system of time, which
No,
the
it is.
Yeah,
That's
but it's
why
a
the Jews.
visibility calendar.
No,
It's-
not the
it's-
visibility calendar. It's just to keep
It is.
time.
There's
No.
an office called Nasi. No, time for what? There was a time, the seasonal time for seasons.
Yes.
That's part of.
And for
work.
for symbols.
Yeah, for work and also for rituals.
No, for signs.
Religious rituals.
For signs. For signs.
Religious rituals.
For signs.
Rituals.
No,
There's
okay.
rituals that
Let
you
me
do.
say something here, because
So
the-
anyway,
the-
we
the
fast
crest-
for different
the-
reasons. We accept Jesus' fast of
No,
water.
but look. The
we
thing
also
is,
accept the fast of Jacob of not speaking. So there's different types of fast. So we fast in Ramadan one way. Outside of Ramadan, I can fast the Jesus way. I fasted for a few days just drinking water.
Right, but let me ask you
There's
something.
nothing wrong
No,
with
no,
that.
no, because if I
They
show
all
you,
have spiritual benefits.
because the Muslim tradition or the Muslim history
Look,
tells us.
one is not better than the other.
Look,
You're
look.
all accepting in the eyes of God.
Look, because
Look, we're friends. I don't wanna argue
okay,
with
I
you.
understand. I'm not arguing. Can I say something? You've been just going on and on.
Alright.
So please be nice.
mock me now.
No, I'm just saying. Muhammad was born on Monday. He died on Monday.
We don't know when he was born.
No, this is on your. I can show you the sources.
The sources are not reliable.
Why not?
They're not conclusive. They're weak hadith.
No, these are not weak
We
hadiths.
don't
These
know
are
what day he was born.
okay. He was born Rabiul Awwal, right?
That's all we know. We don't know what day
Okay,
it was.
so that was Monday. They say it was
No,
Monday.
but I
Yes,
know,
it
but those
was.
sources are not reliable.
No,
Those
no,
hadiths
no.
are
There are okay. If anybody wants to know, you can just put significance of Monday in
know, but
Islam.
the sources
Significance of Monday in Islam. Can I say something, please? Can you not be
birth
rude?
is- okay, go on.
Please don't be rude. I'll let you speak, so please let me speak.
Hurry up.
If you just type in your, I can do it right now. If I type
Okay,
in
okay, just get to the point.
significance of Monday in Islam, you will find that Muhammad was born on Monday, died on Monday. Gates of heavens are open for Muslims on Monday.
Is this in the Quran or the outside
This
of
is
the Quran?
out. This is all in your literature.
In the Quran or outside of the Quran?
Okay, so are you saying everything outside of the Quran in Islam is false?
No, I'm saying that Quran is law. Quran is the absolute truth.
There's nothing in the Quran that abrogates anything that I'm
It
saying.
does. The Quran sits in judgment of what's outside of the Quran.
Right. So if it doesn't mention something, how does it judge that?
Yeah, but we have to look at the authenticity.
Right. Right.
So
That's what I'm saying. These are all authentic
so the thing-
sources.
no, these are not authentic sources. Because,
How do you know?
Because his birthday date is something that's fabrication.
Are the
According to-
gates of heaven open for Muslims on Monday?
I've not been to heaven, I don't know. Have you?
No, but that's what it says.
I don't know.
It's from your literature. I'm
I don't-
quoting from your
I don't know.
literature.
I don't know.
Okay.
In the Quran, it doesn't say
No. What I'm saying is Monday is Moon Day.
I don't know.
And
what you're
and
saying.
you're, well, I'm just saying it because you're saying that we have a visual lunar calendar.
Look,
and I'm
just-
telling you the lunar calendar was followed by the ones in Sumeria that
The
started.
lunar calendar was
no,
even followed by Noah. Because
Yeah,
he said
yeah,
he
yeah,
lived for
of course.
900 plus 50
I know,
years.
but
which is lunar
the
cycle.
visual,
Yes.
the
That's
visual
how they
is the
done-
crescent moon
Yes,
because
and
that
then the Greeks
visual.
fixed it. They moved away from the divine method. They corrupted the calendar.
Ash, please. The moon calendar is
Look,
one
we don't
thing,
worship
but
moon.
no. But they were worshipping the moon itself. But they were worshipping
We
the
don't
moon
worship- I don't
itself.
worship moon.
No. You do.
I don't.
Yes, you do.
I worship the one
Listen,
God of the
listen.
heavens and the earth.
No, you don't.
I do.
No. Because you're using the symbol of your.
I don't use no
what-
symbols.
No, you do. You have the crescent moon on your mosque. You're using that symbol. What do you mean? Who put it there?
I never put anything on the mosque.
No, not you personally, as Muslims, as the Ummah.
I don't know what they do. I'm not responsible.
No.
for whoever
You
builds
are
the mosque.
responsible. If you have, are you gonna tell everybody that every mosque? Just say it on the camera. Every mosque is going against Islam if it has the crescent, including the one in Mecca. Just say it.
Look, what did the Prophet built a mosque? Yeah, his masjid. Did it have any crescent moon on it?
It does right now. It
No,
does.
his
No,
mosque.
go to the mosque. Just
what did the
what is
Prophet
the
do?
name of the mosque in Mecca? The mosque that was built by
For the
Muhammad.
Christians, the Prophet built a mosque.
Yes,
It
and
had-
it has crescent moon on it.
The one that the Prophet built.
I will tell you right
it had
now,
leaves
go-
there was nothing on it. There was nothing. on it.
No.
His mosque was
Masjidul Nabi.
Yeah,
Nabi. What is it called?
What they done afterwards,
Okay.
I'm not responsible for.
No. It's not afterwards.
What they
Muhammad,
done
the
afterwards?
Quraysh, look, I was just with my brother
just like
here.
the Christians,
My
what they
brother
done
here was telling us that the Quraysh.
go now.
No. Let me just say something. The Quraysh used to have the fasting. The Quraysh used to have the fasting that you are doing. So the Quraysh were also worshipping
wrong.
the crescent moon, right?
I have fasting. I have to leave, but this brother here will take over.
All right. No, he's
No,
not a
but
Muslim.
you-
That's
you
okay.
take over.
He has to run away because he
I'm
can't.
fasting.
It's okay. That's good. You're fasting.
I
That's good.
can't-
But you're fasting for the moon. That's
Look,
what. Because the moon
In
comes
my
in,
area,
it
look,
comes
look,
out.
Sam.
Yeah. Hmm.
In my area, a group of Muslims who's got money, they just get together, they apply for a permit,
Hmm.
and they've got like £1 million, and the law permits them to build a mosque. They can put Mary on there, they can put a cross on there.
Yeah, but what about
they can-
Kaaba? What
they
about
can
Kaaba?
put wherever
What
they
about
want
Kaaba?
on it.
What about Kaaba?
You understand?
Yeah. No. You guys donate money.
That's what they do. I
Hey,
don't
you
have
wanna
any,
you wanna talk about something?
I don't have any control
Yeah.
over what they do and how they
No.
decorate.
I'm not talking about you personally. I'm saying all your mosques in Kaaba have crescent moons on it. All your mosques, major mosques, all have
What
crescent
they
moons
do,
on it.
I'm not responsible for.
No. It's not they. It's Islam is doing it. It's a who's
Prophet
doing
never
it?
done that.
Who are these they?
Prophet never done that.
Yes, Prophet did, because he was from Quraysh. And the Quraysh used to have the crescent moon. That's what their symbol was. Anyways, that's Ramadan, is the moon god. The Quraysh used to have 30 days of moon god worship in the Ramzan. And that's what they're doing. Islam is from the pits of hell. Jesus is Lord. I'm out.